Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. May Jesus Christ bless you. I am right on dark. Twilight. Got to check some livestock. It's just non-stop at the moment. Got trucks turning up tomorrow. Today's a Sunday. Some to move to other properties, others to other paddocks. Got all the pivots going, all the paddocks running. Things are good. And to be honest with you, up at the main property, if a drought was to hit, you'd have to manage it, but you could bunker down and you wouldn't lose a head. Anyway, so I don't know how nature will pan out over the next period, but looks like we may have a drought on our hands. Who knows? It's very dry. The way the sun hits differently. It's like there's a radiation in it, and you can feel it. Anyway, here's what it is. It's got to open an electric fence here. Don't mind it. Anyway, enough out of the introductions. Oof, and there's a spark in it too. This one gives a real boot. Don't want to touch it. I always wondered if the spark could start a fire. Anyway, I don't really think you want to use those electric fences in the middle of the summer. Out of the way. I was minding my own business, flat out, actually just looking after stock, because that's what it is at the moment. And someone I hadn't seen in a couple of years forced their way into my life recently, and I'm behind locked gates, and a very, very significant individual is my gatekeeper. And they actually, they use their own reasoning, and I was accessed, and it had been a couple of years, and I was like, you know what, see how they're going, and you got to go 3 steps forward, backwards in order to go forward, type thing. Anyway, like, you're sitting there thinking, like, are all things good? And what came into my understanding is they hadn't been in my life in a couple of years, so like I've been able to sever all ties with everyone. That's the beauty about being emotionally detached, introverted, with absolutely no want, need or desire to be a part of any social setting. I've got no need or reason to socialise or say hello to anyone. Purely because I choose to, that would be why, but if I don't see anyone, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. Well, we've got some cheeky little babies that have snuck in under an electric fence, obviously, because they're short. That's all right. What's really going on is this fence has to come down essentially today, because I want them to actually eat the hill out, because the hill hasn't been eaten out ever. And I'd like to get it. This is what eaten out looks like. And if I can get the hill eaten out, it'll get fresh growth through it and tidy it up. Anyway, and cattle are really good at eating hills out. They're really good at eating things out. Anyway, back to it. This is what I actually came down here to check out. Did some of these monkeys sneak in? And yes, they have. You got to be careful of Angus cows. They're sneaky. A little bit sneaky. A little bit, They keep you on your toes. They are, they're calves. So they've just snuck in straight underneath the bloody barbed wire. Sorry, not the barbed wire, the electric fence. It would have given them a zap if they didn't. Anyway, back to it. So, the individual came into my life, and it's taught me a bit about narcissism. And I just didn't realise they were one of the originals. And they were actually pretty bad, and the problem is my empathetic nature is just guilty as charged of giving the benefit of the doubt. And anyway, so this time around, because it had been that long, I was like, I gave the benefit of the doubt up, and I just looked at it for what it is. And what I've come to understand is, I actually saw a quote, and then I'll equate this over into a quote, because the Lord's obviously been educating me at the moment. They turned up to get their ego peppered, to feel significant, right? You were looking for love. They were looking for an opportunity to feel special. I've got to be really careful here, because a couple of calves are just going to go missing, because they're just, these Angus are the most stupid cows in all of existence. So, come on, come here. They run. They're flighty bastards. Anyway, this comes back to chiefs and Indians, doesn't it? Isn't that something else? It really is. An unbelievable spectrum of colour. Alright, I'm going to go back where we came from, because we don't need calves going missing. So, everyone wants to be the chief, no one wants to be the Indian. Forget that one. Narcissists want to be Sherlock Holmes, but they haven't even cut the greatest Watson. You like that one? To be Watson would be an honour, but they came into your life thinking that they were meant to be Sherlock Holmes in your situation. What are you meant to do with that? They came into your territory, into your livelihood, and what's happened is they've gotten disgruntled. They hand you the silent treatment, act with a sense of envy, looking down their nose at you, to sit on it for a couple of days to recognise that what they've done is they've placed their psychological foot in your solar plexus, where you are throwing the benefit of the doubt at them through your empathetic nature, not recognising that they were one of the originals that used you as a doormat, the old psychological foot on the solar plexus. Solar plexus being the doormat. So, I'm not even grieving. It's just disappointing, to be honest with you, because every time I have something good happen for me, anyone that I ever knew before, they would try to downplay it, be snidey, ridicule. That's why, leave a lot behind. I don't have any family, and it is what it is. And even if I wanted to have family, I don't have family. If I don't pay no toll, I don't get to eat no roll. There's a heavy tax that I have to pay in my family dynamic, purely to feel like I would fit in. We ain't talking about love. We're not talking about acceptance. We're not talking about validation. We're not talking about support. Purely just to fit into the narcissistic landscape without any support or love. There is a heavy tax you have to pay just for that. And typically, because I'm the scapegoat, I was the scapegoat, I am not a scapegoat anymore, they want to drag you down below their level and get you beneath their feet and tread on you. Anyway, so there's two things in it. Narcissists want to be Sherlock Holmes in your life, and for years I downplayed the fact that I am Sherlock. There is no doubting that I am Sherlock, right? And that's what puts people off, because they don't know where to fit their own narcissism in to the genuine article's life, because they feel they're the centre of the universe, you know what I mean? So what I do is I tip everyone off their throne, purely by existing. And it is what it is. That's why I am behind very expensive lawyers, big lock gates, and expensive people who are my guardians, and no one accesses me. Anyway, it's kind of for that reason, but that reason being, the only people that I communicate with are those who pay my bills. That's it. No one else. Why? One more time. If I don't pay no toll, I don't get no roll. There is no love and support. And I mean, Aussies are shocking for this. Everyone wants to be Sherlock Holmes in your life. They can't come along and just go, oh yeah, cool. No, they want to come on in and then start feeling some sort of way. What is one some sort of way? They want to be superior to you. And when they recognise that you've got your shit together, it puts their nose out of joint. And you know, there's two things that don't hide themselves too well, which is pride and envy, and that comes out and then essentially turn into a stumbling block in your life and make things very bloody difficult. So I'm going to pull up here very soon just to say that, yeah, remember that one. If you don't pay no toll, you don't eat no roll. Are you prepared to keep paying the toll just to fit in without any love, support or validation? Or are you willing to just cut them off and accept Jesus as your family? Do you really need every last person that you communicate with being Sherlock Holmes in your life? They don't even cut the greatest fucking Watson. They don't even deserve, they wouldn't make Watson's arsehole, you know what I mean? Not even worthy of processing the shit that comes out of Watson's arse. They don't cut the grade. They don't cut the mustard. But they want to be your Sherlock Holmes while you've got to be their constant sidekick. They think they fucking own you. They don't own shit. Unfortunately, what they are has no value. They hate themselves, essentially. They're in a state of self-condemnation. There is no condemnation in Christ. You need to just leave them alone and let them get on with getting on with what it is that they do. But that setting of healthy boundaries, if you have sensed Sherlock, and if you have sensed that you're paying the toll, the taxes to get the roll, you're going to have to change your phone number. You'll have to have the direct conversation if you need be. But typically, through their own narcissism, they'll probably throw the silent treatment at you. If you're lucky enough to get the silent treatment, just cut them off and don't call them back, that's it. And then they're blocked. Someone this happened to with me, it was about 8-9 months later, they called me from another phone number because I blocked them. They're, oh, how you doing? It's just like, what the fuck are you doing calling me? Get the fuck out of my life. You know what I mean? Anyway, ain't nobody got time for bullshit. And they are they are bullshit artists. You know what I mean? The artists of bullshit. They are bullshit artists. All they do is talk, eat, sleep, talk, walk, bullshit. And my job's to clean the bullshit up. So I don't need bullshit artists in my life. Anyway, Jesus loves you. God bless you. Have a really good day. Bye for now.